Okay. All right, this is Mission Belts. We will begin in 3, 2, 1. Once again, from this time the fashionable end of the 2016 PGA Show. Yeah, we're tired of sitting in monster golf carts and looking at golf clubs because they all tend to look alike after a while. But we are now with Mission Belts. See, they break this thing up into two halves. You've got all the cool people with hats and shoes and belts and clothes on this end, and the hardware guys on the other end. And we're with Lucas Sanchez from Mission Belt Company. And first off, Lucas, this is your first PGA Show. How are you surviving the first 5 hours?
Just trying to stay above water. It is a good problem to have. The people here have been very receptive to our product, to our mission, what we're trying to accomplish, and we're excited for the rest of the PGA Show.
And mission's not just a name you picked out of the air for the company. You have a mission.
Definitely. So the way that Mission Belt actually started was these two brothers had a friend that lived in Panama who had injured his leg and was laid off work, right? So he was trying to figure out what to do, how to provide for his family, and just wasn't sure what the next step was. So he reached out to his friends in the U.S. He said, hey, I have this plan, I just don't have the capital. And so what they ended up doing was purchasing a bus in Panama City, Florida, shipping it to Panama City, Panama, and this man was able to start a bus route that has now grown to a fleet of 4 buses and is now shuttling people back and forth in Panama. The great thing about this is it was somebody who just didn't have the capital but had a great idea. Not only was able to create a job for himself, but he created jobs for 3, 4 other people. And so these brothers were like, wait, we like this idea. We like being able to help these people out, and we want to do this more. So how can we do this? What accessory can we marry with this mission? They thought the belt was pretty old and tired and needed life breathed into it, so they grabbed the belt, they made a few tweaks to it, added this new ratcheting technology that fluctuates with your body throughout the day, and married it with this social mission, and that was how Mission Belt was born. So really, not only are you going to look good, but you're going to feel good, because you know that this mission, $1 from every belt, goes to Kiva microloans that are then loaned out to people all across the world, domestically and internationally. Like I was mentioning earlier, over 32,000 loans have been issued from $25 to $500. So it's a great mission behind this belt. You're going to look good, you're going to feel good, and we're just grateful for the receptiveness that we've received here at the PGA Show.
Well, you're right about the whole I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone thing. Is I can look good, I can spend the money I spend anyhow, but know that it's going to a very worthwhile cause. Now, there's a company in Utah?
Yes, so we're based just an hour south of Salt Lake City in Orem, Utah. We've been there for the last few years. That's where the company started. That's where our initial clientele are located, but we've grown to over 1,200 retail shops across the nation, mom and pop shops, brick and mortar, a couple big boxes. So it's been a great 3 years for us, a lot of growth.
Seems to be a lot of nice people in Utah, though.
I like to think so. I'm not sure where I fit on the spectrum, but there are definitely plenty of nice people out there. It's a very, not only is it a friendly place, but it's a very business-friendly state. So that's been the other plus for us as a small startup company, is we've been able to grow, and Utah has been very friendly with us with our growing pains. It's been a great place for us to start up the company.
And you have you run the gamut of sports there anyhow. You've got the skiing and. Now, can you ski? Is there snow in those mountains year-round?
Oh, not year-round. Actually, it gets pretty warm in the summer, but there's definitely killer skiing. I mean, the skiing's second to none here in the United States. It's tough to beat. And but yeah, it's just a great place to live, great place to work, no complaints.
And you got some great golf courses out there too. But now, I thank you. I can prove that you're one of the nice guys because I'm sitting here in a next belt, and you haven't said anything to me nasty. So
I mean, it's all about the mission at the end of the day. For us, if we sell belts, that's great because we're able to help people out. So it is the business place, and there's going to be competition, and we're okay with that. We understand that's the way it works. For us, first and foremost, is the mission, getting the name out there, getting it out there to people who can get behind a good cause and a great belt.
Is the belt the only thing in the product line? You're planning on expanding to anything else, or are you just going to do the smart thing and stick with what you got?
Currently, I mean, we've got belts dialed in pretty well. We want to start off, as specialists before we go to generalists. We feel that's the smart business thing for us to do. And we do limited edition runs of hats and shirts that we do offer on our website, which is www.missionbelt.com. And but yeah, we stick with our belts. I mean, it's what we do. We're a belt company. It's what we've done since inception, and I don't see us veering from that too soon. So,
how much are your belts? What do they go for at retail?
So our retail price on the leather belts, we have 40 millimeter and 35 millimeter. Really easy to remember that because it's $40 and $35 respectively. And just this last year, we actually launched our new nylon line, which doesn't have any leather. It's nylon upper, and then the back is a durable synthetic. And because it doesn't have leather, it's not going to cost the same. So that's $35. And those have been great. It's great for people who, have a little more perspiration around the waistline. It doesn't have that leather. It has just that durable synthetic that's going to stand the test of time.
A few years down the road, it's not going to have a funny color and cracks all over it.
100%. 100%. Yep, you got it.
How long have you been with the company, man?
I started back in fall 2013. So they've been around for just over 3 years. So from that story I told you about the guy in Panama, that happened probably closer to about 4 years ago. The company started about 3.5, and we were on Shark Tank about 3 years ago, which was another huge boost for us. That was, yeah, it was, yeah, that's us. That's this one right here, yeah. And so that was huge for us. That was very exciting. I personally wasn't the one pitching. I wasn't with the company yet, but the guy who did an incredible job, Nate Holzappel, and he was able to secure a backer. So Damon John was the one who liked the product. He's been with us. He's been a great addition to the Mission Belt family, and that's we attribute some of our success definitely to Shark Tank, because I mean that's killer exposure. I mean they have great fans, great supporters there, and a lot of those just transferred over to us because they believe in the show, they believe in the product, and yeah, it was a pretty easy transition for us.
And when you come in as an entrepreneur and you're saying, listen, I just don't want to make money. I have some much more. I guess the word escapes me, but I know what it is. I'll get to it later. I'll just fill it in the editing room. But it's philanthropic. That's what I'm looking for. When you have some philanthropic desires to go along with it, I mean, who can say no?
100%, and that's really who we are. That's what we do. Like you said, anybody can sell a product and turn a profit. What we want to do is we want to share that a little bit because, I mean, the way this business was started was, entrepreneurs, right? These guys who had a dream that wanted to do something more. And what they've been able to do is really bring 32,000 other dreams to life by issuing these loans to these people who just need a hand up as opposed to a hand out. We've heard the old adage, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. A lot of people already know how to fish. They just don't have the money for the nets. And so that's where we come in. We're trying to offer that capital to them so they can grab their nets, go out there and get fishing.
And it's not totally philanthropic because you said you have over a 90% payback rate on the microloans you make, right?
So these microloans, they're interest-free, and they're actually over 99% payback rate for these loans. So it's incredibly high payback rate. And the nice thing about this is, so we have our Mission Belt account with Kiva, right? And that's where every dollar goes, and they grab that money and they issue out these loans, and it just recycles. So the money never comes back to us. It stays in Kiva in that account, and it just keeps recycling. 99% of the time it's repaid, and so this account just keeps growing, and they're able to issue more loans, and so really the growth just keeps getting faster and quicker as we go because there's more money that we can lend out to more people.
It's got to just, smiles on the executive team's face at the end of every day.
It is. It's one of those things where you can go home knowing that not only did you do your job with Mission Belt, but you also did your social cause, I guess. You fulfilled that social responsibility that I think all of us kind of feel innately.
Make the world a better place, man.
Exactly. So not only am I able, I'm currently taking classes, and not only can I pay for my school books, but I know somebody halfway across the world can maybe provide an education for their children by a company that they started with the loans from that we've been able to issue. So really, it's just this great marriage between feeling good, looking good, helping out, doing good.
At this point, I usually give time for shameless self-promotion, but it's self-promotion, but it's not shameless for you guys. So how do folks get their hands on some of this stuff?
So yeah, I mean, you can find us online. www.missionbelt.com is where you'll be able to find our product line. Back when we were on Shark Tank, we had, I think, 4 different products that we offered, 4 different colors. Now we have hundreds of different combinations that you can mix and match and come up with whatever combination you like. So give it a look. Again, it's missionbelt.com. You won't be disappointed.
Lucas, appreciate it, sir. Thanks for your time, and good luck at this, your first PGA show.
Yep. Thank you so much for your time, John. Look forward to my next one.
We'll put you on the list, man. You'll be one of those come on back again another time. All right. Lucas Sanchez with Mission Belt. Thanks for spending some time with us here on those Weekend Golf Guys.